The year is 1944. Europe is a brutal, blood-soaked chessboard. The Allies are gearing up for the final, devastating push against the Third Reich. But victory will come at a horrific cost in human lives unless they can outwit a determined enemy. Enter the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, better known today as the Ghost Army. This wasn't your typical fighting unit. It was a secret, highly classified tactical deception unit, a brainchild of military planners who understood that in modern warfare, the mind is as potent a weapon as any tank. Their ranks were filled not with hardened infantry, but with painters, sculptors, set designers, sound engineers, actors, and architects. Men pulled from art schools, Madison Avenue ad agencies, and Hollywood studios. Their motto, if they had one, might have been, "We live for a living." The mission of the 23rd was simple on paper, but mind-bending in execution. To impersonate larger, more powerful American military units to draw German attention away from actual troop movements. They were tasked with creating a total illusion of presence where there was none, convincing German reconnaissance and spies that thousands of soldiers, tanks, and guns were massing for an attack in one location, while the real forces were miles away, preparing to strike somewhere else entirely. The tools of deception. Their equipment was the stuff of a surrealist dream. The tanks were giant, 7-foot-tall inflatable rubber decoys, weighing a mere 90 pounds when deflated. A handful of men could inflate, position, and camouflage a tank company in a single night. From the air or a distance, they looked convincingly real. Their trucks and jeeps were similarly made of canvas and light wood. To complete the ruse, the Ghost Army had its own sonic deception unit. Using massive, custom-built sound systems mounted on half-track vehicles, they broadcast pre-recorded soundtracks of marching troops, rumbling convoys, and the clanking of tank treads. The recordings were meticulously engineered in a New York studio, and then played back at high volume and carefully orchestrated to sound real to German listening posts. A single Jeep with a loudspeaker could sound like a division on the move. The grand performance. The Ghost Army staged over 20 major battlefield deceptions across France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Germany, often operating dangerously close to the front lines. One of their most crucial and successful missions was Operation Viersen in March 1945. The actual U.S. Ninth Army needed to cross the Rhine River, Hitler's last major natural defense, near a town called Rheinberg. The real crossing needed to be swift and unmolested. The Ghost Army, meanwhile, was tasked with creating a massive fake crossing 14 miles away near a town called Viersen. For 10 days, the 23rd put on the performance of a lifetime. They deployed 600 inflatable vehicles, including tanks and artillery. They blasted the sounds of engineers building bridges and hundreds of trucks positioning supplies. They even impersonated 2 entire American divisions by driving their handful of real vehicles in carefully timed circuitous loops and by wearing the patches of the units they were impersonating. Officers even went into local towns using deliberately loud and gossipy radio chatter to ensure German agents picked up on the plans for an attack at Viersen. The deception was total. German intelligence was completely fooled, believing the main thrust would come at Viersen. When the Ninth Army finally crossed the Rhine at Rheinberg, they met significantly less resistance than anticipated. Historical analysis suggests that this single operation saved thousands of Allied lives and hastened the end of the war. A legacy of silence. The men of the Ghost Army were artists, but on the battlefield, they were war heroes. They faced the same dangers as any combat unit, artillery fire, bombing raids, and patrols, but they never fired a shot in anger. Their weapon was intelligence. Their uniform was camouflage, and their victory was measured in lives saved by their silence and skill. Due to the sensitive nature of tactical deception, the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops were sworn to absolute secrecy after the war. For over 50 years, the men could not speak of their incredible, improbable service. Their incredible story remained classified until 1996. Among the ranks of the Ghost Army were future celebrities and creators, including fashion designer Bill Blass, abstract expressionist painter Ellsworth Kelly, and photographer Art Kane. These men, who would later shape American culture, were first united by their ability to conjure reality from thin air on the battlefields of Europe. The story of the Ghost Army is a profound reminder that history is often shaped not just by brute force, but by ingenious strategy and the surprising courage of the unsung heroes, the quiet men with paintbrushes and recording equipment who waged a shadow war and changed the course of the world.